You're working, but somehow you're still falling behind. Every paycheck feels like progress until it disappears in like 48 hours. And no, it's not just your spending. It's not just inflation either. There's a reason your W-2 job feels like a treadmill. And the weird part, the system actually expects you to stay on it. Here's the part nobody explains. You wake up, go to work, trade time for money. You get paid, let's say $4,000 a month. Sounds decent, right? But before that money even hits your account, it's already been sliced. Federal tax, state tax, Social Security, Medicare. On average, that's around 20–30% gone instantly for most people in that age range. So you're $4,000. Now it's closer to $2,800, maybe less depending on where you live. You didn't even touch it yet. Then life starts charging you. Rent, groceries, gas, phone bill, insurance. Now you're lucky if you have a few hundred left. And here where it gets interesting. Because the IRS doesn't tax all money the same. Not even close. If you make money from a job, you get taxed first. Before you can invest it. Before you can grow it. Before you can even think. But if money comes from investments like stocks or real estate, that money often gets taxed later. Sometimes at lower rates. Sometimes not at all until you sell. So two people can make the same $4,000. One works a job. Gets taxed immediately. The other owns assets. Gets paid and delays taxes. Same number. Completely different outcome. And this is where people start to feel stuck but can't explain why. Because you're doing what you were told. Go to school. Get a job. Be responsible. But nobody mentions the path itself is slower by design. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. But it gets worse. Because it's not just asterisk how much you're taxed. It's when you're taxed that quietly ruins you. Let's say you want to invest. You finally save $500 at the end of the month. You feel good, like you're getting ahead. But remember that $500 is already taxed money. So now when you invest it and it grows, you get taxed again on the gains. That's double pressure on the same dollar. Now compare that to someone who owns a business. They make money, but before taxes hit, they write things off. Laptop write-off. Car partial write-off. Internet write-off. They're lowering their taxable income before the IRS takes a cut. You don't get that luxury with a W-2. You earned. You get taxed. Then you survive. They earned. They spend strategically. Then they get taxed on what's left. That gap is everything. And it compounds over years. This is why two people with similar incomes end up in completely different financial lives. One is budgeting harder every year. The other is building leverage. And here's the part that really messes with people. You can get a raise and still feel broke. Because as your income goes up, so do your taxes. You move into higher tax brackets. Your lifestyle creeps up. Your expenses follow you. So that extra $1,000 a month, it doesn't feel like $1,000. It feels like maybe $600. Then life eats that too. And suddenly you're right back where you started. Just working more. This is why people making $80K feel the same stress. They felt at $50K. Nothing actually changed. Except the illusion of progress. And once you realize this, it gets uncomfortable. Because it means the problem isn't just make more money. It's the structure of how you make it. And most people never question that part. They just run faster on the same track. Tell me honestly, do you feel like you're earning more, but somehow keeping less? Comment stuck if that's been your reality. Because what comes next is where this really starts to break people. Because eventually, you hit a wall nobody warns you about. Time. There are only 24 hours in a day. And your income is tied directly to those hours. So if you stop working, the money stops too. Sick, no income. Burned out, no income. Want a break, you feel guilty because you're losing money. That's not freedom. That's a leash. And the system quietly rewards the opposite behavior. When money comes from assets, it doesn't care if you're working that day. A rental property still gets paid. A stock portfolio still moves. A business still sells while you sleep. That's income not tied to your body. But here's the twist most people miss. The IRS actually incentivizes that behavior. Long-term capital gains tax in the US can be 0%, 15%, or 20% depending on income. Compare that to ordinary income from a job, which can go up to 37% federally before state taxes. Same country. Two completely different rulebooks. So the system isn't broken by accident. It's just not built for the path most people are on. And that's why it feels like you're doing everything right, but still not getting ahead. You're playing a game where the rules change depending on how you earn. And nobody hands you that rulebook. You just feel the pressure. Month after month. Year after year. Until one day you look up and think, how am I working this hard and still not free? And the worst part, most people will never question it. They'll blame themselves. Work harder. Take on more stress. Without realizing, the system doesn't reward effort the way you think it does. So now I want to know, do you think this is intentional? Or just how the system evolved? Type system if you see it now. Or coincidence if you think this just happened naturally. Because once you start asking that question, there's no going back. And what you choose to do next is where everything changes. But here, where it gets even more uncomfortable. Even your safe money is losing. Let's say you do everything right. You save, you don't overspend, you keep cash in the bank. Feels responsible. But inflation quietly eats it. Over the last few years, inflation in the US has averaged around 3–8% depending on the year. Most savings accounts still paying under 1–2% for a long time. So your money is shrinking. Even when you're doing nothing wrong. You're being careful and still falling behind. Now stack that on top of taxes and rising costs, and you start to see the full picture. It's not one thing. It's death by 1,000 small cuts. Taxes first. Expenses next. Inflation in the background. And your W-2 income is stuck in the middle, taking all the hits. That's why it feels like no matter how disciplined you are, you can't build real momentum. Because momentum needs space. And your money never gets that space to grow. It gets squeezed at every stage. This is why people start side hustles. Not because they want to, but because deep down they feel it. Something isn't adding up. They can't explain it. But they know one paycheck isn't enough anymore. And here's the part nobody says out loud. The system doesn't panic when you stay busy. It actually prefers it. Busy workers don't question things. They don't have time to learn new rules. They just keep the machine running. And if that sounds a little harsh, good. Because it's supposed to. You're not crazy for feeling stuck. You're reacting to something real. So now the real question is, if trading time for money keeps you in this loop, what's the first move that actually breaks it? Don't answer fast. Because most people jump and end up right back in another trap. And the ones who figure it out, they start small, but they play a completely different game. And once you see that game, you'll never look at your paycheck the same way again. Because the escape isn't quit your job tomorrow. That's how people crash. The real shift is quieter than that. It starts with one simple change. You stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like someone who owns things. Not a big business, not some crazy startup. Just ownership. Because ownership changes how money behaves. When you own something that produces income, you're no longer starting from zero every month. That's the trap with a W-2. Every month resets you. Bills wipe you out. You rebuild. Repeat. But with even a small asset. Last month starts helping this month. That's how momentum actually begins. And this is where most people get it wrong. They wait until they have extra money to start. That day rarely comes. Because the system is designed to absorb your raises, your bonuses, your extra effort. So if you wait for comfort, you stay stuck. The people who break out, they start while it's uncomfortable. $50 invested. $100 saved. One small stream of income on the side. Not impressive, but it's different. Because now, you're not relying on just one source anymore. And over time, that matters more than how much you make at your job. Because one day, that small thing starts covering a bill. Then two. Then something clicks. You're not just surviving anymore. You're creating space. And space is dangerous to the system. Because once you have space, you start asking better questions. You stop accepting things at face value. You stop saying this is just how life is. And that's when everything shifts. So before you scroll away, think about this honestly. If your job disappeared tomorrow, how long would your money last? Not your hope. Not your next paycheck. Your actual money. Comment the number of months. Be real. Because that number is the part nobody wants to look at. And it's also the number that quietly controls your life. Most people avoid it. The few who face it are the only ones who ever change it. And once you see your number clearly, you'll realize something that's hard to ignore. You were never just bad with money. You were just playing a game that was never designed to make you rich. And here's the part that stings a little. Even when you finally figure this out, the system doesn't stop. It adapts. You start earning a bit more outside your job. Suddenly there are new taxes, new rules, new paperwork. You invest, the market swings. You try a side hustle, it takes longer than you thought. Nothing about this is instant. That's why most people quit early. Not because it doesn't work, but because it's slower in the beginning than staying comfortable. Your job pays you fast. Assets pay you late. And most people choose fast, even if it keeps them stuck longer. But if you zoom out, 5 years of slow building beats 30 years of running in place. That's the trade nobody talks about. Short-term comfort or long-term control. And yeah, this isn't a feel-good message. Because it means you might have to say no to things. Spend less when it's not fun. Learn stuff nobody around you cares about. It's not glamorous. But neither is being 45. Still depending on a paycheck. With no real options. So this isn't about fear. It's about clarity. You don't need to become rich overnight. You just need to stop relying on a system that was never built to make you rich in the first place. That's the shift. And once that clicks, you stop asking, how do I make more money at my job? And start asking, what can I own that pays me back? Big difference. Small question, massive consequences. So I'll leave you with this. If you keep doing exactly what you're doing right now, where are you in 5 years? Same stress. Same cycle. Just slightly higher numbers on paper. Or something actually different. Be honest. Because most people already know the answer. They just don't like it. And the ones who face it early are the only ones who ever get out. The rest, they stay busy. They stay tired. And they keep wondering why it never adds up.